Hello and welcome. It is 3:36 p.m. Eastern Time for the 19th day of September 2018. Quick Bitcoin chart market update. As it started the day off with some interesting selling, as the market was trading within this range. Mainly, we can see a lot of big support that was around 6,200, and it got violated today. Price getting down to the danger zone. I mean, the low 6,000s has been very good support all year long since the start of the year and holding. And then all of a sudden, after coming down to 6,100, it just rises up to 6,504. Now down to 6,427. Just wild, wild movements. And it's happening quick. Like 3 to 4 green periods higher. Or it started its move at the price point of about 61.50 at 3:12 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 3:22, 10 minutes later, it gets up to what the intraday high happens to be and over this 6,500 variable. So very large buying that went in on this time. Of course, this is always going to contain heavy volume of an action like this, of big candle movements, as again shown on the 60-minute time frame, is going to accompany such. So I'm going to be interested to see how this works out. 63.40, it's almost a must-hold situation, and I would think that if there's big buying involved and it's going to be a legit big buying, one of the big reasons why it would hold is because they would put buy orders in to ensure that these markets don't retrace much lower, because quote unquote they're a big buyer. And well, the reason why you put buy orders in is because you plan on buying the next many days. At least that's what I would be thinking as a big game trader. I'm not such, but if I was in control of trying to accumulate a large amount of any position, one of the strategies is realizing, okay, I'm going to be buying over several days. So why don't we just get some buys in, put the buy orders in, relax a little bit, and then get as many buys in as you can as both the maker and the taker. And by doing so, that would be like so easy to ensure the market would hold 63.50. I don't know who these buyers are, but there's definitely humans involved in the action. Because if it's not, it's like cats and dogs and whales, and they don't trade the market. So it's humans. Daily term time frame, interesting. You'll see this little wick move lower, but if you can close in this, you're seeing that those 6,000 hold once again. It still has a long ways to go, but if the price action can get above this little bit of resistance, test some of this empty space area in here, and not only that, but if it does on some of the longer term time frames happen to make a move like get up towards this area here, it would just be leaving the 18 on something like the 3-day chart. And as mentioned earlier in the video of the crypto day morning with the volatility can stay low as it has been for a while, but at some point things can progress and there will be big time volatility. And in situations in reversal of trends, that's going to be one thing that would pick the volatility up. Most certainly, but because this has been a very choppy market, having these types of situations like we did today, again, should come at no surprise. But we're seeing a period here which had its lows, well, back down to these lows in here. So the lows from September 8th just taken down really quickly, and then back to pretty much what the highest points have been during the sideways action over the last 2 weeks. So it's hit the lowest and close, and maybe you still may, but to the highest amount in just a one quick period move. Again, getting above this level of resistance here at 6,500, we're talking about filling some of this empty space in here. Every single time it's came down below 6,000, it has been support. If it ever does happen to fail, as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, quite a few where this line area is at, then you have the possibility of that big move lower, but it may never happen. And if it does manage to get above these levels, 7,600, but most importantly above this high at 8,700, we'll be talking about the potential of back in resumption of what was the great bull market from like 2015 up to 2017, the end of that year. And you probably end up seeing some quicker moves and having situations where you have like 20-30% days is very common in this Bitcoin market for a very good update. Stock market, these stock indices like the S&P 500, if you can have a 2-3% update, that's very good. If you lose 50% on the stock market, that probably took several years. Bitcoin losing 50%, well, let's see, 50% was this move down to here pretty much. That's like nothing in the case of crypto. So having like a 20-30% siege at any time wouldn't be a surprise. Thank you for tuning in. Again, everything you do is your own risk and reward. I'm just interested on this move, seeing how it's going to play out, as it does look like one interesting failed move, fast move to say the least. And you know, one of the reasons where this might make sense too, if you're a big game buyer, if you find a way, one thing is have your buy orders in. So if you're down in here, you have buy orders in, maybe you spread quote unquote FUD, fear, uncertainty, and whatever, just try to scare other people into selling. And then when you're done, you just buy up, and that's what might have been involved, but some big force entity of a human nature caused this to happen. Thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye. It was not the monkeys.